Hi, my name is Iman, and I'm going to be talking about the Gary Phillipson speech code theory. The reason why I chose this theory was because I grew up in a household with people that lived from opposite ends of the world and had different cultures to show me and teach me, and I feel like this theory was going to help me understand where they were coming from a lot more effectively through communication. And I also was going to be able to effectively communicate with my grandparents, my aunts, and my uncles a lot more better, just because with this now I'm able to understand what I'm supposed to say, what I'm not supposed to say, and if I do want to say something, how am I able to express it without there being any disrespect or misinterpretation or something like that. So on that note, Gary Phillipson, he wanted to expose us to the proper way of communication when it comes to confronting people in their home country so that it's respectable and there's a lack of misunderstanding. According to William B. Gutekunst, who did his own personal research on the theory and wrote about it in his book Theorizing About Intercultural Communications, which he wrote in 2016. He informs about the idea of how speech theory came to be and its significance all in all by stating that although the theory is based on studies of particular ways of speaking, it provides a general understanding of communicative conduct. So with this in mind, we can see that it's a guideline for speech appropriation based on where you're at and who you're surrounded by. There are 6 propositions that are the building blocks of the speech code theory that form as a guide map to speech, which can be seen in the interpretation of speech code in a communication ethnographic context for outsider students of graduate communication science. It was published on June 6, 2017 by Fazia Eka-Putra, Burhanuddin Nasution, Rian Indasayafitri, and Andrea Dimitri Nasution. Sorry, I really chopped those names. The first proposition is that where there is a distinctive culture, there is to be found a distinctive speech code. The second one is that in any community, there will be multiple speech codes. The third one is codes have their special characteristics psychologically, socially, and rhetorically. The fourth one is we must listen to the way people talk within a culture and also how they respond. People within that culture decide what they feel is mere communication, small talk, or normal chit-chat. And the fifth one is the side of speech codes. The terms, premises, and rules of a speech code are woven into the speech itself. The last one is the fluidity and framing of speech codes gives you a better understanding of what's appropriate. So once we're able to master and understand these 6 propositions, we can get a better understanding of effective communication between different types of cultures and can see how we interpret messages and communication varies worldwide, and that each culture values different things and communication has to represent what the culture values most in an appropriate manner. On a side note and a personal story which I hope will give more credibility to this theory because it's really important to me. I was in Austria last year and I was really thirsty and I went to a cafe with my partner and we decided that we're gonna get water, sit down, and just relax. We asked the waitress, oh, could you get us some water? She was totally fine about it, and when she left, my partner kind of informed me like, oh, what if it's not free? Like, we're in a different country, not everything's gonna be, the same way. And I'm just like, no, it's totally fine. Like, it's water, they shouldn't charge, you're totally fine. And when the waitress came, I just decided to ask her like, oh, is it free? And she said, no, there's a charge for water. And I said, oh, then it's okay, we don't want water, it's totally fine, like, I'm really sorry. And we were ready to get up and leave, but she was really angry and me and her got into a verbal altercation, and I realized that I was completely disrespecting her culturally, and I wasn't communicating effectively enough to let her know that I didn't mean to disrespect her when it came to that. I just wasn't communicating effectively, and I didn't have the tools that I have now to express that to her. And this theory, I wish I would have learned it before I went, just because now I know that it was wrong of me and I felt really bad. So next time you guys go on vacation or you meet somebody that's from a different country, a different culture, that has a different culture, it's really important to think about what you say before you say it, just because it could disrespect them. You could misinterpret it, what they're trying to say, or they can misinterpret what you're trying to say. And also, it's just a matter of respect and mannerisms. And I hope that this kind of helps you guys now. And I want to thank you guys for listening to my presentation, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.